ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So welcome back to Wisdom of Bhagavad Gita, and currently we are covering chapter 11, which is entitled the Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, which is the universal form. Vishwarupa means universal form. And in the last session, we have covered till verse number 19. So we saw last week that Arjuna is asking, first of all, Arjuna is showing his, uh, he's acknowledging Krishna's grace. And why he's acknowledging? For what? So he's acknowledging that, oh Lord, you have shown or you have told me the most confidential knowledge. And because you have given me this most confidential knowledge, all of this confusion that I had, that is all gone now. So I'm very, very grateful for that. So he's acknowledging Krishna's grace, his mercy that Krishna has shown on him. And then after that, he expresses his desire that yes, you have mentioned all these opulences of yours verbally, but now I want to see them. So audio was fine, but I want to see the video form. And this is what his desire is. I want to see. And also another reason is because he like Krishna only explained 82 opulences, and he want to see them all. So he asked for universal form. So that is what then Krishna shows. And we saw what were the reasons for asking to see the universal form. So we saw that Arjuna is already convinced of Krishna's supremacy, but he knows that in future people may not be actually uh, believe that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. That is why he asks for seeing the universal form, so that he can actually the people in future they can say that okay, not only Krishna said that he is the supreme personality of Godhead and these are his opulences, but he also showed those opulences to Arjuna. And the second reason that we saw was in future, Arjuna knows that there will be so many people who will come forward and say that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Arjuna wants to mention to them that if you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then just like Krishna showed his universal form, why don't you also show your universal form? And also, another reason we saw was that because Arjuna is actually starting this parampara, new parampara, so his he want to make sure that the followers, his followers, can have full faith that our Acharya Arjuna, he has not only having theoretical knowledge, but he also has realized knowledge. So after all of this, Arjuna is humbly asking that if you think that I will be able to see a universal form, then please show it to me. So he is asking for mercy. He is not having this pride that, yeah, I am one of the best of the devotees. So he's not giving an order to Krishna that, okay, show me your universal form. He's asking for mercy of Krishna. And that is how our attitude should also be there. So then Krishna describes that what he's going to show in very briefly, what kind of universal form he's going to see, and then he shows the universal form by giving a divine vision to Arjuna. And we talked about this divine vision last week, so we will not repeat it today. So after this universal form was shown, Sanjaya explains to Dhritarashtra that what Arjuna is seeing now. because Sanjay also has this divine vision which was given by Vyasadeva. So he's describing to Dhritarashtra. And he gives various analogies that it is like hundreds and thousands of suns, if they rise at the same time, how bright it will be. And that is how it is radiant. This universal form is so radiant. And there are unlimited divine hands, um, uh, the bellies and the heads, and then wonderful garlands are there, and the body is actually having various different saints. So all of these things he is explaining. Then Arjuna also describes the universal form, and he also offers prayers to Krishna. And this is what we have seen till now, till verse number 19. So let us go ahead to verse number 20. So before that, let's take a quick darshan of universal form. Oh, where is the animation gone? So the universal form, now you are also saying you also have a divine vision. Okay, so let us go ahead and see what Arjuna is seeing now. Verse number 20. द्यावा पृथिव्योरिदमन्तरं हि व्याप्तं त्वयैकेन दिशश्च सर्वा दृष्टाद्भुतं रूपमुग्रं तवेदं लोकत्रयं प्रव्यथितं महात्मन्. Yes, Vibhav.
Hare Krishna. Although you are one, you spread throughout the sky and the planets and all spaces between. O Great One, seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So actually, here something interesting is happening. Arjuna only asked for showing a universal form, Vishwarupa. But Krishna is offering him a bonus, buy one, get one free. He asks for universal form, and with that, Krishna is showing his Kala-rupa. So, universal form, when Arjuna was saying, he was saying that it is wonderful, it is all wondrous. But suddenly, Krishna had changed this universal form into Kala-rupa, which is the very terrible looking, very ghastly form. And we will see why it is like that. So why is he showing, like when he asked for universal form, when Arjuna has only asked for a universal form, why is he showing this Kala Rupa as well? The form of death, form of time. Why is he showing? Krishna will explain little later. So remember this question, that he is showing it as a bonus to Arjuna. And it is very terrifying. So in the previous verse, the 19th verse, which we saw last week, we saw that the blazing fire was coming forth from the mouth of this universal form, and it was burning this entire universe. And in this verse, it is saying that all the planetary systems are perturbed seeing you. So that is quite interesting here. So not only Sanjaya and Arjuna is seeing the universal form, which has turned now into this Kala-rupa. But there are others who has the divine vision. They are also able to see. Who are these others? So of course, Devatas, because they have the divine vision. The divine vision is nothing but the vision of the Devatas. So they of course have their vision, and by which they are able to see this universal form. Also, the sages like Vyasadeva, because Vyasadeva is able to give that vision to Sanjaya. Of course, he and other sages like him, they also have this powerful vision, and they are also able to see. So that is why it is saying that, oh, great one, seeing this wondrous and terrible form is because it is actually now all this fire is coming out of this mouth and it is burning the entire universe. And there is further description that is going to come in further few verses. And because it is burning the entire universe, everyone is perturbed, everyone is terrified. So this is what is happening. So imagine you are you are watching a movie, and then suddenly this dinosaurus which is there inside the movie had jumped on you. If it is a 3D movie, and then you have put these glasses, and suddenly something is jumping from that screen onto you. Imagine it is not like this glasses. Really, the dinosaurus actually jumps from the screen onto you. What will happen? This is what is happening with Arjuna. That he was actually he's seeing this wonderful form of Krishna in universal form, and suddenly this fire is coming out, and it is burning the entire universe. Entire universe means, of course, where Arjuna is, that is also getting burnt, and this fire he's able to feel. Also, we will see that even the warriors around him, they are suddenly getting vacuumed, sucked into that fire, and they are dying there like that. So suddenly he is able to actually see that this universal form, which was wonderful, has become terrifying and terrible because it is now killing the people around him. So that is why Arjuna also becomes terrified. Let us go ahead and see what else is happening now. अमी हि त्वां सुरसङ्घा विशन्ति केचित् भीता प्राञ्जलयो गृह्णन्ति स्वस्तीत्युक्त्वा महर्षिसिद्धसङ्घाः स्तुवन्ति त्वां स्तुतिभिः पुष्कलाभिः. Who wants to read? Yes, Parminder Prabhuji and then Margi Mataji, you can.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. All the host of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them, very much afraid, are offering prayers with folded hands. Host of great sages and perfected beings crying, all peace, are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Let us read one more and then we'll talk about both these verses. रुद्रादित्या वसवो ये च साध्या विश्वेश्विनौ मरुतश्चोष्मपाश्च गन्धर्वयक्षासुरसिद्धसङ्गा वीक्षन्ते त्वां विस्मिताश्चैव सर्वे.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
For the various manifestations of Lord Shiva, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Sadhyas, the Vishwadevas, the two Ashvis, the Marutas, the forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Asuras, and the perfected demigods are beholding you in wonder. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, and thank you, Prabhuji, earlier. So here it is mentioned that who all are seeing this Vishwarupa. So all of this the manifestations of Lord Shiva, Adityas, Vasus, Sadhyas, Vishwadevas, Ashvis, Marutas, forefathers, Gandharvas, Yakshas, Asuras, and the perfected demigods are beholding. They are seeing this vision in a very. They are also they are seeing it in wonder. And not only they are seeing in wonder, but they are also terrified. And that is why they are petitioning. They are saying, all peace, swasti, swasti, let there be peace, good fortune and well-being for all. And why they are asking, let there be peace? Because the universal form is killing everyone. So he's saying, Arey, shant ho jao, let there be peace. And the demigods are taking shelter of this universal form, and they're saying, Pahi, Pahi, please protect us, please protect us. So this is what is happening. So the demigods and sages are fearful and they are petitioning this Kala-rupa. Let us go ahead. Rupam mahatte bahuvaktra netram mahabaho bahubahurupadam bahudaram bahudanshtra karalam društva loka pravyasthitas tathaham. Yes, Vidushi Mataji, Uma Mataji, please go ahead.
O mighty Antwan, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form, with its many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible teeth. And as they are disturbed, so am I.
Yeah. So here, now the rasa is changing. Earlier there was a Adbhuta rasa, now it is a Bhayanaka rasa. It is a fear that is coming. And Arjuna is admitting that um, because he's saying that I'm disturbed at seeing your great form with its many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies. But these were all okay. Earlier as well, he was seeing this. But your many terrible teeth. He is able to see his terrible teeth now. And as they are disturbed, so am I. So these terrible teeth, what they are doing, we can see, uh, yeah, in the next verse. And there are a few more. Oh, actually, in 26, 27, it is expressed further. So here it is mentioned that the rasa is changing from this adbhuta rasa to fear. So this is what has happened. Let us go ahead. Nabha sprusham diptamaneka varnam vyaptananam dipta vishala netram दृष्ट्वा हि त्वां प्रव्यथितान्तरात्मा धृतिं न विन्दामि शमं च विष्णो. Who wants to read next? Yes, Surananda Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. O all-pervading Vishnu, seeing you with your many radiant colors touching the sky, your gaping mouths and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed by fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of mind. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. And Arjuna is now further describing his own condition. What is he saying? He is saying, not only I'm fearful, but I'm losing my steadiness and equilibrium of mind. So earlier in the 10th chapter, he was very nicely glorifying the Supreme Lord. He offered the prayer that you are such a your Supreme Lord, and not only you have told me, everyone else has also told me. And he was quite peaceful and he was very happy, uh, in the happy mood. But now, from that happy mood, that he has gone into wonder mood, and then from wonder he has gone to fear mood. So this is what is happening. And in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, he had lost his steadiness and the equilibrium of mind. And again, suddenly, that similar situation, from there he became steady, and then again he has become fearful and he has lost his equilibrium of mind. And towards the end of the chapter, again he will regain his steadiness when Krishna shows his Saumya Rupa. So this is what is happening. Vibhor Prabhu, you have some
Ye-
question?
Dandavad Pranam Prabhuji.
Yes,
Quick
sir. Yeah,
question.
yes.
Why is it all pervading Vishnu? Because so far, Krishna did not Arjuna did not address Krishna as Vishnu. It was always Madhava, Madhusudana, Krishna. But first time I'm seeing Vishnu.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Vishnu is also Krishna's name anyway. So it is just like any other names are mentioned. That is how Vishnu's name is also mentioned. But the main reason, actually, Srila Prabhupada hasn't mentioned anything specific about that. But my understanding of this is that universal form is not like a sweet form of Krishna. So he is into his action mode. So the main difference between the Vishnu form and the Krishna's form is that the same Lord, when he is having loving reciprocal relationships at home, like the same person at home, the CEO at home, is having this loving relationship with his family members, children, his wife, or friends and others. That form is like Krishna. But the same CEO, when he is in office, he is actually working and he is like the boss, and everyone else are his servants. So in universal form, you cannot have loving reciprocal relationships. The only relationship in the Kala-rupa is the death. He is connecting with everyone, especially in the Kala-rupa, in only one way, that he is coming and meeting everyone as death. Now, this death can be of two types. So everyone has to die, whether you are devotee or non-devotees, everyone has to die. But the reciprocation that you get after death will be different depending on um, who you are. And Krishna actually explains that um there are actually two different analogies which are going to come little later. Today itself, we are going to see them. So during that, we will actually discuss a little bit more about what is the difference.
Hare
So
Krishna,
because
Prabhuji.
he's actually doing this, showing this official form, not at the loving form of Krishna, Saumya Rupa, he's showing this Ugra Rupa. So that is why possibly Arjuna would have just thought that, oh, this is a Vishnu form. Where is my Kamala Patraksha? Supreme Lord Krishna is gone. Because in the second verse, if you remember, he was calling with a very sweet name to Krishna because he was in the sweet form, Kamala Patraksha. But now suddenly he is seeing this terrible ghastly form and he's terrified. So that is why he's possibly calling him Vishnu. Okay. So Arjuna has lost his steadiness and equilibrium of mind. So let us see what happens further after that has happened. Danshra karalani chate mukhani drishtvaiva kalanal sannibhani disho न जाने न लभे च शर्मा प्रसीद देवेश जगन्निवासा. Who wants to read? Okay, Vibhor Prabhuji, you can go ahead, and then the next one, Uma Mataji, you can do.
O Lord of Lords, O refuge of the worlds, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance, seeing thus your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. In all directions, I am bewildered. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. So he's describing further. So Arjuna is seeing this blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. So these teeth are coming again. Earlier he said that I saw your terrible teeth. Now he's saying your awful teeth and the death-like faces. Now imagine suddenly Arjuna is getting perturbed, and Arjuna is one of the best of the Kshatriyas. So you can imagine Arjuna never became fearful of anything. And still, looking at this form, the Kala-rupa, he is becoming terrified. There is no other mention that Arjuna became terrified somewhere, that he went to fight with some particular big demon or big opponent, and then suddenly he became very terrified. No, never it has happened. So he has seen this form, and that has terrified him. So that also shows that Krishna is the supreme person. And when he becomes terrifying, it will be extremely, supremely terrifying. And there can be no one who cannot be terrified by him if he wants to terrify you. It is the most horror movie. So everyone gets horrified after seeing this Kala-rupa. So this is what is happening here with Arjuna as well. So let us look at this 26 and 27. Now he is even going further. Krishna is even making it more terrifying. So this awful teeth were there and this death-like faces were there. And now he chewing the other people which through his mouth. Let us see. 26 and 27 verses. अमी च त्वां धृष्टराष्ट्रस्य पुत्रः सर्वे सहैवाव निपालसङ्घै भीष्मो द्रोणसुतपुत्रस्तथासौ सहास्मदीयैरपि योधमुख्यै वक्त्राणि ते त्वरमाणा विशन्ति दंष्ट्राकरालानि भयानकानि केचिद्विलग्ना दशनान्तरेषु सन्दृश्यते चूर्णितैरुत्तमाङ्गै. Uma Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
All
Krishna.
the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and other chief soldiers, also are rushing into your fearful mouths, and some I see trapped with their heads smashed and between your teeth. Hare Krishna.
Now these teeth are in action again. Can you see that? The teeth. It is saying that I see trapped with head smashed between your teeth. So who are actually going inside? All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings, and Bhishma, Drona, and Karna. Specifically, these three names are mentioned: Bhishma, Drona, and Karna. So on the opposite side of Arjuna, these great warriors are there, and especially on this side, there are three main warriors: Bhishma, Drona, and Karna, and they are very, very powerful. So you remember, originally when Krishna showed or was going to show this form, he said that you can also see what you want to see in future. So this is the future part that Krishna is showing to Arjuna. And there it was mentioned that whatever you want to see, that you can see. So he wants to actually, in his mind, Arjuna's mind, he was thinking that, oh, Bhishma, Drona, and Karna, how will they be killed and how will they be defeated? And it is impossible, especially for Bhishma and Drona, they are unconquerable, they are undefeatable. So how will they be defeated by me? So that is why Krishna is showing that all the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their all these other kings which were there, that they have accumulated of 11 Aukshahini, this army, and they have Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and but apart from that, our chief soldiers as well, Arjuna's chief soldiers as well, they are rushing into your fearful mouths. And some I see trapped with their heads smashed between your teeth. So this is what is happening. That he is seeing all of them getting killed. So Krishna is actually showing him the future. That do not worry. Bhishma, Drona, Karna, they are, even though they are great warriors, they are unconquerable, they are undefeatable or whatever by anyone else. But in this war, they are going to get defeated. In this war, they are going to get killed. And this is what is going to be the result of this war. There are two purposes of this, showing this Kala-rupa. You remember why this bonus rupa was shown by Krishna. Arjuna only wanted to see universal form, the Vishwarupa, but this Kala-rupa is also shown. It is mainly because to tell Arjuna that no matter what, whether you fight this war or do not fight, these people are going to get killed. I am already showing you the future. So remember in the first chapter and then second chapter as well, Arjuna is trying to say that all of these people, how should I actually, why should I fight with them? They are my relatives. And he's thinking that if I do not fight the war, all of these relatives will not be killed and he will be able to save them. Krishna is saying that it is not possible. I have already killed them. You can see them. I am already showing you the future. Whether you fight or not is it's up to you. But irrespective of that, I'm showing you they are already killed. Now, the only thing that is in your hand, which Krishna will mention in little later, that you become my instrument, become part of my plan, and then fight this war. So this is the reason why he's showing the Kala-rupa. That two things. One is that you cannot protect them. And the second, you can see, do not be fearful or do not be doubtful that what is going to be the result of this war. I'm showing you that you are going to be victorious and all of these other, even the great warriors are going to get killed in this war. So he's giving Arjuna this confidence. Now, while describing this, we talked about these two different analogies. Let us look at these two analogies which are coming now in the next two verses. Verse number 28. Yatha nadinam bahavombuvegaha samudramevaabhimukha dravanti तथा तवामी नरलोकवीरा विशन्ति वक्त्राण्यभिविज्वलन्ति. Yes, Vidhi Mataji, please go ahead.
As the many waves of the rivers flow into the ocean, so do all these great warriors enter into your blazing mouths. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Let us do the next verse as well, where is another analogy is coming. Yatha pradiptam jwalanam patanga vishanti nashaya samruddha vega tathaiva nashaya vishanti lokas tavapi vaktrani samruddha vegaha. Yes, Mavinder Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I see all people rushing full speed into your mouths, as moth dashes to destruction in a blazing fire. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So the two analogies which are mentioned here, as many waves of rivers flow into the ocean, and as moths dash into destruction in blazing fire. And these two analogies are described in or explained for describing this devouring of all soldiers like Bhishma, Karna, Drona, all the kings, all the other soldiers as well. They are getting, they are going at a full speed inside his mouth and dying. So Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan actually mentions that these two analogies are describing two different ways of dying. So when the rivers are flowing into ocean, they are going towards the ocean. And when they go into the ocean, they don't get destroyed as such. The water of the river still remains and it becomes part of the ocean. So this describes the death of devotees like Bhishma. So they are not doing something, some karmas which is destructive as such from the perspective that they are not doing a vikarma. They are actually devotees of the Supreme Lord. And they are just being they are becoming the instrument in his plan, and they are just performing this, becoming part of this pastime of the Supreme Lord. So for them, the death is like a naturally, like just like the river is flowing into the ocean, it will come naturally like that. And when the river is flowing, it is giving water to all the people around them. So similarly, these devotees are also helping others around them. So at the end of their life, when the death comes, even though it looks from the external perspective similar to the death of other people who are non-devotees, but the result is not same. And that result is different from these moths, which is the second example, where it is at Patanga, like these moths are actually rushing inside this blazing fire. They get attracted. So it is not a natural way. They are getting attracted because of their sense enjoyment. They are getting attracted toward this fire, something bright, and they want to enjoy that and they go there. But then leads into their self-destruction. And this is described to explain the death of Duryodhana or these other sons of Dhritarashtra. This war could have been avoided, but Duryodhana was adamant. And because of his pride and his because of the behavior, this war is happening. So that is why it is compared to this moths dashing into destruction in blazing fire. He is actually creating or going into the fire of this war, and he's destroying himself. So his result is not going to the same as like of Bhishma. He is going to get destroyed. Duryodhana is going to get destroyed. So this is the difference between, even though externally this Kala-rupa is going to consume both the devotees and non-devotees, the result is different like the river and the moth. So the devotees are going to get liberated in a way, and they will go back into the spiritual world and take part in the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Whereas the non-devotees, because of their vikarma that they have done, they are going to destroy themselves, which means that any of their good activities are also getting destroyed because they are offending Krishna's devotees. And then because of this, they will remain in this cycle of birth, old age, death, and disease. And even they will go to the lower species of life. So this is what is explained here. The devouring of all soldiers by Kala-rupa has two different ways that may happen. Let us move ahead. Verse number 30. Leliyase grasamana samantal lokan samagran vadanair jwaladbhi tejobhirapurya jagat samagram bhasastavogra pratapanti Vishnu. Yes, Gita Jayanti Mataji, please go.
Hare Krishna, thank you. O Vishnu, I see you devouring all people from all sides with your flaming mouths. Covering all the universe with your effulgence, you are manifest with terrible scorching rays. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So it is mentioned Leliyase, and the word to word meaning is you are leaking. So this terrible teeth were smashing the heads, and then this Kala-rupa is leaking them. It is Leliyase. So, oh Vishnu, I see you are devouring all people from all sides with your flaming mouths, covering all the universe with your effulgence. You are manifest with terrible scorching rays. So not only he is killing, but it seems that the Kala-rupa is enjoying this killing. You are devouring all people from all sides with your flaming mouths. So this Kala-rupa is, this explanation is quite ghastly. And sometimes you may feel that why Krishna is showing this Kala-rupa, which is so ghastly, right? So it is to explain to us that this Kala-rupa is showing the ghastly form of death. And it is also trying to explain that whether you are devotees or non-devotees, it is going to get you. Finally, death is going to catch everyone. And even if you are the greatest of a person, and you are like a king or very powerful person or very opulent you have, or beautiful, famous, whatever opulence you have, sooner or later, it is all going to go away, and death will make you leave everything behind and then travel further. And that is why it is mentioned that death is very, very terrifying for most people. It says 43,000 or something scorpions, if they bite you, pain. Like one scorpion, if they bite you, it is very painful. But if there are thousands of scorpions, if they bite you together at the same time, how much pain you will go through? So that much pain is actually coming at the time of death. And we may have discussed this before, but any simple loss that happens in our life, like your phone drops and the screen breaks, at that time as well, you feel so much pain in your heart. You will keep looking at that phone for last like 3-4 days. Oh, this is my beautiful phone, and now it has got broken. Now the screen has broken, so this much problem. Imagine this phone is lost, is even more problem. And the bigger the attachment that we have for a particular thing, the more pain that we will start feeling. So imagine you're talking about the phone, but something big like your car meets with some accident and is destroyed, and you don't have any insurance for it, or your house is burned down, and there is like a big loss, that such big loss happens. But bigger than that is the death of some near and dear ones. It is even more painful than your house, car, or mobile phone. And bigger than that is we are attached to our own body. So suppose your hand has to be cut because of some gangrene has happened, or your leg has to be cut, and you are in so much pain because you are most attached to your body. But at the time of death, not only your finger or your hand or your leg and your mobile phone and your car, but everything that you have, like entire bank balance, your all cars, all properties are gone. Not only your finger, hand, or leg is gone, but the entire body is gone. And because of that, it is very, very painful for everyone. and it is very terrifying when the death comes. So this is what the Kala-rupa is showing us, that the death is terrifying like this, and the death is ghastly like this. But if you are a devotee, then it will not look very ghastly and terrifying. But in general, for most of the people, it will be very terrifying and ghastly. For the devotees, they are serving now, and after death, they will be going to the spiritual world and they will be serving there. So it is just a transition. It is not a major it is not a major event for them, because nothing is changing for them. For the materialist, everything is going to change. Whatever they have, they are going to lose it. That is why there is this fear that is there. But for the devotees, there is no fear as such for that, because there is no change happening. You are serving now, you are going to serve in future. So if there is no change happening, where is the problem? In fact, it is going to be better in future. So that is why Krishna is showing this Kala-rupa. Kala-rupa is a bit ghastly because it is representing death. Now looking at this ghastly form, Arjuna is thinking, hey, who's this? Because I asked for Vishwarupa and I identified that Vishwarupa, which was this Adbhuta, Anek Adbhuta Darshanam. And suddenly this terrible awful teeth are coming. So who's this personality now? I can relate to that person, but I can't relate to this person. Who's this? So he's asking Krishna. आख्याहि मे को भवानुग्ररूपो नमोऽस्तु तदेववर प्रसीद विज्ञातुमिच्छामि भवन्तमाद्यं न हि प्रजानापि तव प्रवृत्तिम्. Yeah, Vidhi Mataji, go ahead, and then Vidushi Mataji, you can do next.
O Lords, O Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So Arjuna is asking two questions. Who are you, and what is your mission? So he's asking clearly, see here. O Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. So, what is exactly your mission? Why have you come? I called for this other Lord, but you have come. So, what is your mission? So, please tell me clearly, quickly. So, this is what Arjuna is asking. So, he is fearful, and that is why he is asking this question. And Krishna immediately responds in the next verse, and he explains who is he and why he has come. Verse number 32. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kalosmi Lokakshaya Krit Pravruddho Lokan Samahartumiha Pravruttaha Rutepi Tvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Yeva Sthita Pratyanikeshu Yodhaha.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the great destroyer of the world, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain.
Thank you. So Krishna has immediately answered it. Arjuna asked, who are you? So Krishna says, time I am. I am Kala-rupa. And what is your mission? I have come to destroy everything, all the people in all the worlds except Pandavas. So he's saying, except for my devotees, everyone I'm going to destroy. And everything and everyone I'm going to destroy. I am time, and I'm going to destroy everyone apart from my devotees. That is Lord's response. And in this purport, Srila Prabhupada is explaining about how the death could not be checked. He says, Srila Prabhupada says, if Arjuna stopped fighting, they would die in another way. Death could not be checked, even if he did not fight. In fact, they were already dead. Time is destruction, and all manifestations are to be vanquished by the desire of the Supreme Lord. That is the law of nature. So, irrespective whether Arjuna fights or not, Kala-rupa is explaining that they are going to die. so you cannot save their bodies. I'm not going to destroy their souls. I'm going to only destroy their bodies. And no matter how much you try to protect the body, you won't be able to protect the bodies. And no matter how much you try to destroy the soul, you will not be able to destroy the souls anyway. So you should do your duty. You should fight. Your job is to fight and kill, and that you should do. And that is how, and that is my will, that is my desire. So you should fight for my desire, which is what he says in the next verse. Yeah, we saw 32. So verse number 33. तस्मात्त्वमुत्तिष्ठ यशो लभस्व जित्वा शत्रुन् भुङ्क्ष्व राज्यं समृद्धम् मयैवैते निहता पूर्वमेव निमित्तमात्रं भव सव्यसाचिन्. Who was next? Okay, Paminder Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Therefore get up, prepare to fight and win glory, conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Savavachi, can be but an instrument in the fight.
Savyasachi.
Savyasachi.
Yeah, Savyasachi means ambidextrous. So Arjuna had this special skill that he can shoot arrows with his left hand and right hand both. And with the same skill that he can shoot the arrows. And that is why he is called Savyasachi. He is very expert, and not only expert by right hand, but also by his left hand. So yeah, that is why he's called Savyasachi. Savyasachi is explaining that Arjuna is so expert in shooting the arrows. So Krishna has told Arjuna now that no matter what you do, these people are going to die. So you are not going to able to save them. You are an expert in shooting arrows, and that is your duty. So you should do that. And you should do that with the mindset of becoming my instrument. It is quite interesting verse and very important verse. It is said, Nimitta Matram Bhavya Savyasachin. So Nimitta Matra. So Krishna is saying that Arjuna, you should do your duty, but you should do with the consciousness that you are doing it as per my desire. So this is all I am doing already, and you are becoming an instrument of it. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Savyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight. So Krishna is saying that if you fight or not fight, they are still going to die. If you fight, you will become the instrument and you will become glorious. Actually, when you say that something is instruments, for example, a writer is using a pen to write something, write a book, and then the book becomes very famous, that it sells millions of copies. Then people don't actually come and say that, oh, your pen was so wonderful, that is why the book was so nice. The instrument is of not a lot of importance. It is the author, the writer, because of which the book has become famous. So Krishna is doing everything. It is Krishna who is the doer. The instrument is not that important. But here, Krishna actually not only is making Arjuna do this activity, which he has already done, which Krishna has already organized, but he's also making the instrument very famous. So he's making that pen more famous than the author. Can you imagine this, how merciful the Supreme Lord is? That he's making the pen more important than the author of that famous book. So that is Krishna's glory, that he is the very loving and caring Lord, especially for his devotees. He is very, very loving, and he tries to find different ways of glorifying his devotees. But from our perspective, when we are actually doing something, instead of becoming proud that, see, I am the doer of these activities, we should have the consciousness that I am an instrument, I am that pen. Because Krishna is getting everything done. And just like the pen is not that important, it is an important instrument. Of course, without the pen, the book cannot be written. But any pen can do. If the content is good, then any pen is okay. Right? So we should just understand that if I do not do it, someone else will do it. Or if we think that I have done something very interesting or something more something really great, we should understand that it's Krishna who's the doer. I am just an instrument, and we should keep an humble mood. And we should understand that if Krishna wanted to get this done, he can get it done through anyone. If not me, someone else would have done it. And that is the humble mood that we should keep. From Krishna's perspective, he's saying that the pen is greater than the author. But from our perspective, we should keep the humble mood and understand our position is as humble as the pen. So this is what the two sides. Krishna is glorifying the devotees, but devotee has to remain the humble mood and not become proud. Is that clear? Okay, let us look at one paragraph from Srila Prabhupada here on the screen related to this. Who wants to read? Who was the next? Was there someone else on the line in the queue? If not, someone else can read. Okay. Parminder Prabhu is always quick in raising hand. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. That is the beauty of the Lord dealing with his devotees. Sometimes the Lord gives more credit to his devotee than he takes for himself. For instance, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Lord Krishna fought simply by giving directions. Yet it was Arjuna who took the credit for fighting. Nimitta matra bhava savasachi. You, O Savachachi Arjun, can be but an instrument in the fight. Everything was arranged by the Lord, but the credit of victory was given to Arjuna. Similarly, in the Krishna conscious movement, everything is happening according to the predictions of Lord Chaitanya, but the credit goes to Lord Chaitanya's sincere servants. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, this is from Srimad Bhagavatam 4.24, 45 and 46 verse. So here we can see that Srila Prabhupada is saying, similarly in the Krishna consciousness movement, everything is happening according to the predictions of Lord Chaitanya. So just like Krishna had organized everything on the battlefield and Arjuna is getting the credit, similarly Lord Chaitanya has organized all this Krishna consciousness movement already. And we can decide whether we want to be an instrument of Lord Chaitanya in this movement by doing some service or not. If you do not choose to be the servant, then someone else is going to be the servant of Lord Chaitanya and become successful. Lord Chaitanya has already said, Prithvi te ache yata nagaradi gram sarvata prachar hoibe mor naam. So he has already predicted that all around the world, in every town and village, his name is going to be sung, and his name going to be chanted. And we can decide that whether I want to become the instrument in that movement by doing some service in Srila Prabhupada's movement. If we actually try to help, then we can become associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because we are becoming servants of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His Leela is still going on. It is not that the Chaitanya Charitamrita is finished. So Lord Chaitanya's Leela is finished. Lord Chaitanya's Leela is still going on. And we can choose to become instrument by doing some service in this movement. And anyone who is doing some service in this movement, we have to be very careful that we should not be blaspheming them in one way or the other. Because not only that is a big offense, as it is offense towards the holy name, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also not going to be happy. Just like when Jagai Madhai went against Nityananda Prabhu, Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not going to be very merciful on those people who are becoming an instrument of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So by becoming Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instrument, we get protection as well as we get glorification. So we should try to serve some whatever little service that we can do for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, we should try to do. And that is how we can become a good instrument. Are there any situations in your own life where you thought that something was almost impossible for you to do, but somehow or the other you became an instrument in Krishna's, you became Krishna's instrument, and something great happened through your hands? It doesn't have to be in Krishna consciousness or whatever, but are there any such situations in anyone's life? Anyone wants to share? Something has happened in your life which you initially thought that, oh, it is almost impossible, that how could I achieve this? You accomplished a task that was ordinarily beyond your capacity or capability. Yes, Surananda bro.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have experienced multiple incidents in workplace. So, couple of times it is like the database got wiped off while I was doing something else, and it was nightmare for me. But after a day, I was checking with the other colleagues and all. So then I get to know like there is a way I can recover it. So Krishna just showed a way.
Yes,
Yeah,
he protected, he saved you.
yes, and many incidents like that. I'm just sharing that one.
Nice. Anyone else has any other things where you thought that it was almost impossible for you to do, but it happened somehow or the other? Yes, Vidushi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. My master's thesis, I think I mentioned it back in the day with you, but I didn't think I could. It was in COVID, couldn't find the data, lots of problems, but yeah, I even had tears in my eyes. And I was like, I really need this to work. So somehow that night, I got a paper that I thought I could do, and then out of all the papers in the world, I found one that I thought I could manage to do. And then so I replicated that for New Zealanders training data. So somehow it was okay. But more importantly, Mom and I always wanted to do garlands for Krishna. And we never had the chance. And then suddenly Mataji at the temple taught us how to do. And then we can do them now. And we're we relief for anybody who doesn't, who can't do that week. So
Nice.
happy for that. More importantly than the master's, but
Excellent.
well,
Yes, Sannivas Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanwad Banav.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Prabhuji, I would like to share 1 minute. Sorry. Prabhuji, in my
Still echoing.
sorry. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanwad Pranam.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji, there are like after coming into bhakti life and I was a business person, so I never know that I can handle business and bhakti both in the in practice. So I was just thinking that it's not feasible because I used to work long hours. And then when devotees came into the life and they explained me how to do the bhakti, and when following this processing of bhakti, it can be then it was very hard for me when I heard this sloka in Bhagavad Gita, in sukha and dukkha I can be very stable, and that is never going to happen to me, or that is not I can't see that anyone can be like that. So when I met so many devotees, when I seen that this can be practical, be possible in our life, and following the steps and path given by Krishna and the Guru Maharaj and the Parampara. So it was a very nice experience. So in a matter of few years, I can clearly see that it is possible. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Wonderful.
Krishna.
So we can see that even the most difficult things that we can achieve by Krishna's mercy, and even something simple, like when I started chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, I thought that no matter what, other people can they can chant 16 rounds, but I can never find time 2 hours in a day, every day, to chant 16 rounds. It's impossible. Let them do. I will just chant 1 round. And for me, it was almost like impossible thing to do. But somehow or the other, by Krishna's mercy, that impossible is happening. And the experience is good. It is not that, okay, somehow or the other, we are trying to just finish the rounds. Now we are doing it for so many years, isn't it? So this is how even the most difficult things that you think at one particular point in time, by Krishna's arrangement, it can happen. Even like speaking and sharing Krishna consciousness with all of you. Many people may not actually uh, agree that uh, that from like I am not an extrovert person. I'm an introvert. So, but when I say to people that I'm an introvert, they will not believe me, isn't it? But this has happened by Krishna's arrangement, that I am able to share Krishna consciousness with so many people, and I can speak for hours now only about Krishna. If you ask me to speak on other things, it will be very difficult. But if you ask me to do Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam or about these pastimes, it is still possible for me to actually share this Krishna consciousness. And I know that it is only possible by the blessings of my Guru. And it is the potency that Krishna has passed on, because otherwise that is not possible. So this is how Krishna is making us an instrument in the um, in this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. Gita Jayanti Mataji, you have something to share?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare
If I
Krishna.
2 minutes to share, because you were mentioning about people's experiences. So I can say that in my life, it was very hard to become Krishna conscious and accept Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead, because I come from a Parsi background. So I just think it's magical that Krishna arranged everything so wonderfully. I mean, I did have rough phases in earlier in my path of Krishna consciousness, and marriage was very difficult because I was from a totally different background than Hindu, and the rest of the Hindus. So and Krishna just arranged that also. I mean, it just happened. So very fortunate and very feel very blessed by the grace of the Lord and the prayers of the devotees. And I always feel that I always feel grateful to the Lord and the devotees, because I think without Krishna consciousness, I don't know what my life would have been in this present body, in this present lifetime. So very grateful always.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you for sharing your realization and experience. Hare Krishna. I wanted to actually cover up till verse number 40, but it looks like it is not going to happen. I covered it so fast, still I am lagging behind. So let us cover one more verse and then we will stop. So verse number 34. Dronam cha bhishmam cha jayadratham cha karnam tathanyanapi yodhaviran maya hatam stvam jahimavyathishtha yuddhasvajeta sirane sapatnam. Yes, Vibhor Prabhuji.
Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karan, and other great warriors have already been destroyed by me. Therefore, kill them and do not be disturbed. Simply fight and you will vanquish your enemies in the battle. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So here, Krishna is actually mentioning that Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, and the other great warriors have already been destroyed by me. So they are already been destroyed. And actually, he takes the names of Drona, Bhishma, and Karna, but apart from that, he takes the name of Jayadratha as well. No, Jayadratha is not as powerful as these three warriors. But there are two things. First, it is for now that Arjuna knows that Jayadratha has received this boon from Lord Shiva, that he will be able to stop Pandavas apart from Arjuna once. So he knows that he can become a roadblock in some crucial point. That is one. And for later on, when Arjuna takes this vow that I am going to kill Jayadratha after the Abhimanyu was killed, at that time as well, he could take that vow because he knows, yeah, I have already seen the video. I have already seen the future. Jayadratha is already killed. So he can easily take the vow that, okay, I'm going to kill Jayadratha today. So this is what is happening here. And then he says, they are already destroyed by me, therefore kill them. So I have already killed them, but you kill them and do not be disturbed. Simply fight and you will vanquish your enemies in battle. So basically, Krishna is saying that follow my plan. In this previous verse and previous purport and this purport as well, Srila Prabhupada is actually mentioning the plans of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are understood by His mercy, and the plans of the devotees are as good as His plans. One should follow such plans and be victorious in the struggle of existence. So how do we know Krishna's plan? By following the plans of his devotees. So we can know his plans only by Krishna's mercy. That is the first point Srila Prabhupada mentions. But he also says that Lord, like the devotees' plans are as good as Krishna's plans. So we should act in Krishna consciousness and follow the plan of the spiritual master that he has given to us. So this is how we should progress. And actually, this plan in this world is already known. It is a leaked paper. It is not that it is very difficult. The plan is very clear. This material world has been created for giving us a chance so that we can all go back to spiritual world. As long as we keep taking the credit of the work that we do, we remain in this material world. And as long as we understand that we are the nimitta matra, we are the instrument in Krishna's hands, then we can actually go back to Godhead. So this is the plan. This material world has been created to for us to go back. And if we say that this is what I have done, then we remain here. If we understand that we do the work as a nimitta matra, we are an instrument in Krishna's hand, then we go back. So we'll take this lesson from whatever we have learned from today, that we should align our desires. Oh, it is not yet visible on the screen. We should align our desires with Lord's desires and become an instrument in His plan. So two things which are mentioned, that we should align our desires with Lord's desires and become an instrument in His plan. So this is what we should try to do. So becoming an instrument means we have to understand that we are not the doer. We have to have, like, even if something great happens to our hand, still we should understand that this is just, we are just an instrument. We should remain humble. And any activities that we are trying to do, we should align them with the Lord's desires. How do we know Lord's desires? Lord's desires are very clear, that He wants us to all go back to Godhead. So we should do activities in line with that. And if you are not able to understand Lord's plan, follow His devotees' plan, pure devotees' plan. Accept a spiritual master and act as per their desire, and then we will make our life successful. Okay, we will stop here today. Anyone has any questions, comments? Pamindra Prabhuji, you have your hand raised. Do you have a question or comment or realization? What do you want to share?
Question, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Why
sir.
did Lord mention that like he has already killed them?
Yeah, good
Past
question.
tense.
Yeah. Why is he saying that he has already killed them? It hasn't yet happened, but why he is actually saying that he is going to actually kill them in future, but why he's saying that he has already killed them? So Lord has already decided all of these people are going to get killed because of all the adharma that they have done. the moment they have done that heinous act with Draupadi, at that moment, Krishna has already decided their time is up. So from Krishna's perspective, they are already dead, because he has already decided that anyone who is actually not only Draupadi's situation, but even all the other, the whole life, how the Pandavas were treated by the 100 sons, including Dhritarashtra and others, Shakuni and everyone, how they have treated Pandavas. So based on that, Krishna has already decided that he wants to kill them. But why he was waiting? Because he want to actually accumulate all of these people together, gather all of them together at one place, and then he wants to actually just wholesale cleanup. So 18 days he will do the cleaning activity, and everyone will be wiped off. And he doesn't even require 18 days, but because he allowed Arjuna to be the instrument, Arjuna and Bhima to be an instrument in that activity, so the devotees took little longer than Lord would have taken. And because he wanted to give the credit as well to Arjuna and Bhima and the Pandavas, basically, he wanted to give the credit to them. That is why he did not kill himself, but his plan was clear that these are gone. So that is why he's saying that it is as sure as they are already killed. That is why he's using a past tense. Okay, any other questions, comments, reflections, or summary points from today's session?
Hare
Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, it's a very, very, very nice point which you clearly mentioned today. So as we progress more in bhakti life, we can clearly see what is the plan of Krishna and what is the plan of Guru and what is our role in it. So it's a in entire Bhagavad Gita, this point is actually it's everything is told to Arjuna before even the act is going to happen. So this is a very nice point, Prabhuji. So it's how merciful Krishna is on his devotees, and the stage where Arjuna taken the shelter, and how much relief is giving to Arjuna, even showing the things what's going to happen. It's really, really very clear mercy of Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing your realization. And it is not that Krishna's plan is very difficult to understand. Krishna's plan is very easy to understand because he is actually revealing all the plan in these books. In Srimad Bhagavatam, in Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, all of these books, either he has given or his devotees have given. So through that, we already know what Krishna wants from us. It is just that we want to actually put a blinder on our eyes, and we want to close our ears. That is why we are not able to understand what is the plan of Krishna. Even after taking Krishna consciousness, even after we understand what is the plan of Krishna, we may get deviated here and there. And that is where it is important to remain focused on what is the original reason why we came into Krishna consciousness, and then remain focused on that plan. Then we can progress ahead. Surananda Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, as others already covered that point, I just wanted to extend. So I should not get disturbed if the plans are not going, if my plans are not going according to what I thought. So, but Krishna always has a better plan. And other point is like we should not worry about the death. So, as the point rightly you said, if we start doing the service to the Lord, so we'll be doing now in this body, in the next life also in a different body, definitely we'll be doing the same thing.
Yes, nice, Prabhuji. Any other realization, summary, point, or reflection anyone wants to share? Okay, if not, then we will close here for today. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.